Hello, good day to all of you. My name is Blair and welcome to another OS operating system. Today we're gonna take a look into this operating system called Fedora with the KDE. And of course this is the live version and we are now testing it. Well, it is version 40 already, so let's try to test this one. Let's click this one. Alright, so we are now right here in our installation process. So remember, this is a virtual machine. I have to go to the display settings first and then go to my 1080, which is now I keep it as 1080 so that I have the resolution of like 16:9 ratio. So we could like now has the proper display settings. Okay, so install into our hard disk, which is our virtual machine. So let's go to the English and click continue right here on the button. And this is the Anaconda installer. So we have to select which one, our disk there. You have to click it twice and then click done in the upper right and then select for the root. So we're having some password right here. I just gonna put my super secret password. Too short, it's okay. How about our time and date? I'm here in Thailand but not in Bangkok. It's okay. How about my keyboard? It is okay. Now let's click the installation. So it will take several minutes for the new type of hardware. Alright, so it is now successfully installed right here and ready to use for our operating system. Let's go ahead and reboot our system to use fully installed Fedora 40 KDE. So let's try to finish this installation. Let's try to reboot. Okay, so Fedora Linux 40 KDE Plasma. Now let's try to create our user name. So I'll just use the RealBbe as my username and my name for my computer, and of course my super secret password. Administration privileges for the user account, and of course I also check the required password to use this account. So password is too short. You will have to press twice to verify it. Okay, verified. And then let's click this one, final configuration. Alright, so let's try to enter our super secret password and then hit that one. The Fedora KDE 40 Linux is a very stable and a flagship desktop environment of the Fedora, and of course it is one of the very stable Linux operating system. This is also being used by our space agency around the world together with their Red Hat Linux. So it will take several restarts to fully configure your desktop environment. Alright, so this is our first step. So as you can see, we have a beautiful layout right here. And of course, let's try to see if we have some welcome page. Let's try to see welcome page. Let's go to the welcome page. Yes, welcome center. Alright, so welcome to Fedora Linux operating system running in KDE Plasma. Plasma is a free and open source desktop environment created by KDE International Software Community of volunteers. It is designed to be simple by default, as smooth as experience, but powerful when we needed to help get things done. We hope you love it, says the KDE Plasma mascot right here. Of course, let's click that one. So some of the information right here, the default settings. So it has simple by default. Plasma is designed to be simple and usable out of the box. Things are where you expected, and there is generally no need to configure anything before you could like to be comfortable and of course productive. And of course you can feel the need to find some settings. Of course they have these settings, so it is right here in the button. And of course let's go next. So some of the powerful apps that you need, well, they are feature rich environment and of course extremely awesome design with super charge for your productivity. So they have the Vault, which is your store of the sensitive files securely. So if you have some things, that's why even the defense of the US defense and the NASA is using Fedora, and at the same time they also use the Red Hat Enterprise Linux for their operating system. If you are asking why is it, well, this is the reason why. It is secure, and that is why it is not like some of the operating system that is popular. But the thing is, if you are working with sensitive files, you always look into the Fedora and Red Hat. So Fedora is the downstream of the Red Hat. So there are a little bit. This is with the volunteer community, while the Red Hat is their corporate. And of course you have also some of the good stuff right here, so you could look into these powerful apps. And at the same time you have the software manager discovery, which is they could help you find your application, games and tools that you could like research and search and browse by category and take a look into the screenshot. Not like the popular, like it is popular and not totally secure. So that is why most of the defense, US defense, including NASA, they are using these applications. So share, usage information, disable. You could click basic information, of course, basic information and usage statistics. You also have the detailed system information and basic usage statistics. And of course the last one, we have the detailed system information and usage statistics. So it's up to you if you wanted to share the statistics of your operating system. So let's try to disable this one. I don't want to let the developers yet because I'm also testing this one, and this is not for my regular use. Of course this is just only for testing and for the first look for the operating system in Linux. You also have to get involved by clicking the start contributing if you wanted to, but of course this is just a test. I'm using the KDE at the same time in my operating system daily driver. Okay, let's click the finish button, and of course, so let's head to the website first of the Fedora. Okay, getfedora.org. You could like full screen this one. You could also like drag it like only 1/4, or you could also drag this one into 1/2. So your operating system, Fedora, and of course they also have the 41, which is in beta release right now, so I maybe could try it out in next few days. Of course, it's innovative platform for hardware, cloud, and container built in with love by you. 100% free and open source. Release 40. So this is their website, and of course when you get it, just click it get. And of course they have the edition right here. You have the workstation, and of course you also have the spin, which is we're using the KDE, and it is their flagship spin. So yes, we are now in our spin with KDE. Now let's try to look into the desktop user interface. So this whole screen that you are like staring at, this is the wallpaper. And of course in the bottom left we have the app launcher, or the start app, or the show apps, and all those stuff. You could also right click the mouse to look into the show alternatives, so you could like have the menu, launcher, or the dashboard. So let's try to click the dashboard. So this is the dashboard. As you can see, it is like Google, right? So how about on the other side? Let's click the menu. Yes, this is the menu. So this is like Windows, and of course another Windows like, yeah, totally. So that is our start menu, or launcher, or app launcher. So we also have the quick launch application right here. So we start with the system settings, discover for the app software center. We also have the Dolphin, which is the name of the file manager, and of course we also have the Firefox web browser. So this is the panel, dock panel. We could like click the settings for the mode right here if we wanted in the bottom, on the right, or maybe in the left, or maybe in the upper. Of course, let's just put it on the bottom. Of course, you also have the alignment if you want to have the left, the right, and the center. The width at the same time, customize whatever you want. Visibility, of course, you want to have the auto hide or always visible. The opacity or the transparency, and if it is floating or non-floating. You can also change the height of your icons right here. Make it like 32, 44. Okay. You could also click right here for the widgets. See, drag and drop. No problem with that one. You could also get new widget from the download apps. Just go right here in the search button and click search right here. So I'm looking for some clocks. So you have the options just like my operating system, KDE Neon. So you could change whatever you want. For example, if you want to install this one, just click install. If you want this one too, you could click install and then close this one. And when you click the widgets, now you could search for the clocks. So we have the vector and the clear. So there you have it. You could like change whatever you want. What kind of clock do you want to use? It's up to you. So let me close this one, and close this one, and of course let's just close this information and click the X. Alright, so that is our desktop user interface widgets. And of course, I nearly forgot to tell you about this notification area. Just like in Windows, you have the updates right here, the volume control, the network, and of course, you also have the time and date. And you can change the wallpaper right here. So you have a lot of pictures to choose from. Cool, right? So it's really up to you. If you want to download, just click right here. And of course, if you have some specific words to look into the wallpaper, for example, I want some space. Okay. Oops. Our internet is a little bit like sluggish. Okay. Again. It is affecting our search button right here. Okay. So we have some awesome wallpaper space right here. So it's really up to you if you want to use this one. Space, galaxy night, abstract. So it's really up to you. For example, I like this one. And then let's just click the, I think I'll go for the 1 or 2. I'll go for 2. Let's try to see. Alright, it is. I just close it. Alright, so awesome. Now it is really awesome. I changed the background into some awesome wallpaper. Okay, let's just close everything. So there you have it. You have a lot of wallpapers right here. And of course you have some plugins if you have some images and whatever you want today, like the picture of the day. You could change that one. So it's up to you. NASA, okay. How about let's go for NASA? How about science? Earth, science. Even the weather stations right here. So it will upload, download. Alright, there it is. It needed to like to have the download. Okay, I'll just gonna use this one, the awesomeness of the wallpaper that I download. Alright, so that is the appearance and of course the desktop user interface. How about the application? So let's try to look for the application right here. So let's click this one, or maybe I'll just gonna make it a little bit bigger like this one. Alright, so the application right here, it's of course it is basic. We have the dragon player right here for the media player. We also have the emojis, the firewall, of course. We also have the file, light, Firefox, and all those stuff right here. So as you can see, we have the LibreOffice. So games, we have games, graphics right here. We also have the internet, including that our web browser. Media players, so we have different media players. Office right here, but I prefer the only Office than the LibreOffice. LibreOffice is a little bit like the oldish type of Office suite. This is most of the user who use this one as a little bit like older generation, while the only Office, it's a little bit like the modern settings right here. Your firewall, And of course, your system settings includes the KDE partition manager, system monitor, and all those stuff, including the terminal. And of course, the Discover, which is our software center. Utilities, let's go to the utilities. So Kfind, calculator, and all those stuff. Those are our utilities. And of course, the last one is our power. Power options: shutdown, restart, sleep, switch user if you have some 2-user logins right here, log out, locked. So that is the application. So let's try to look for some application right here. I hope it will not be bugged like we have this update. So we have the app center right here. Of course, we have some updates. I really like to update, but I have to look into the apps. So how to download, of course, let's demonstrate on how to download. For example, we would like to download the Krita digital painting creative freeform. Like, just click that one, and of course it will just download for you, like 17% right here, 18%, 20% now. So that's how easy to download the application. Of course, don't be like the other people, like, oh, we want the Microsoft. Of course, this is not Microsoft, people. But of course, there are some Microsoft software right here. Okay, I think we need to update. We have a lot of update. Okay, let's try to. Ooh, it's 5 GB. That's why I could not like look for some packages. Okay, let's just update this first before anything else. Probably that's the reason why we could like not download some of the other files. Very big type of update, 5 GB. This only happens with Microsoft and Mac, but never heard with the large update here in Linux as much as like 5 GB. So yeah, that's the reason why I could not like download some of the files. So let me minimize that one as it is still updating. Okay, so we have already saw the updates right here. So let me see, where is that one? Where did I put the up? So we have Krita right here. So we already download that one. So conclusion on this Fedora 40 KDE Plasma desktop environment Linux. Well, as I know, it is really awesome. I have no problems. It is very stable. Everybody's talking about that one. How to install? It's a little bit like hard. It is not like the usual thing that you are like only focusing on this area on the center. The Anaconda installer has the upper left or lower right or something ish somewhere in the screen. So it's a little bit like kind of hard to navigate. You don't have the center focus only on this particular area. How about if it is Mac or Windows? This is more on Windows. Windows-like. The learning curve is very easy for me. Possibly some of them are just pretending, or that is hard for them because they were like stuck for Windows for 10 years, 20 years. But for us like developers, we're like always like constantly like looking into this system, and especially if you are using the tablets. So I think this is much easier for the young ones too. When I left my computer unattended with my students, they know how to use the Linux operating system surprisingly. they could like navigate. Even I just use the desktop, like let's use this one first. Like I most of the time I put my literally like put my desktop navigation right here on the other side and leave it unattended with my student, and they know how to navigate. I was surprised actually that we're like, oh, there were like only grade 2, 3, and of course some of my previous students also from grade 5, 6, and Mateums, which is the high school. They really know how to use Linux compared to the adults. Like they sometimes just pretend that, oh, I don't know how to use Linux. Even like some of my colleagues, teachers, were like, oh, I don't know how to use Linux, something like that. But when I was like, is this Linux? Yes, that is Linux. And I was like surprised that, oh, it's like Google Chrome. Yes, because Google Chrome is Linux. So that's how they were like discovering it. Linux is very easy. It's not like the Arch Linux that is a little bit hard, because we have some different types of Linux. You have the hard, which is the vanilla Arch Linux. You also have the easy Linux, which is like the Fedora, Linux Mint, KDE Plasma, Chrome OS, and all those stuff. Those are the easy Linux. So learning curve is just normal. It's easy. Just like if you have the new MacBook, when you start a new MacBook, you're like struggling, but after a while, after a few days, you're good to go. It's just like that. That is my remarks. That is my conclusion. So it's easy. And of course, just look for something else, like in the YouTube or in the Rumble or in the Odyssey. You could always look for some information there. So anyway, that's it for now for our OS operating system, the Fedora Linux for the KDE Plasma. So it runs like smooth. And of course, I just only have this one, like the AMD Ryzen 7 with 5700U, with the 8 GB of random access memory, which is running in Wayland platform for graphics, display, and the kernel is using the 6.8.5, and the Plasma version is 6.0.3, and this is the Fedora Linux 40. So that's for now. Bye for now, and see you in the next episode of OS Operating System. I'm Blair, your science, computer, and mathematics teacher. Bye for now, and see you in the next episode. And remember that science means knowing. That is why science is cool. Ciao. Let's shut down. Shut down.